Alright, good morning. Welcome to Planet Chaos. I am your host, Brandyn Chaos. Back in the studio again is Ed Giggity.
Giggity, giggity, I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to have you back. We were going to do the show live tonight. Ran into about a gazillion technical difficulties. The platform that we upload with, I like them, but if it's not going to work out doing it live, then there's another platform I've been looking into, and might just have to change things up, do it differently. If we could actually get that other one to work, hopefully it works out. Probably iron a few things out this week and try again next week as far as doing it live.
We could also have listeners tweet us their number if we could just call them during the show too. Do something like that.
We'll try it. Like I said, we'll try it again next week. See what happens.
We'll tinker with it during the week. So if you see something come up, just bear with us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel right now.
I can hear the sound effects. I feel like I'm on an actual show now.
Yeah. I really wish that I said this last week too. I wish there wasn't so many heavy topics going on right now. Jeez, it's non-stop right now.
It is a heavy time.
If all, like, when I'm writing down my topics for the week, if all I did was write down stupid shit that the president has said, we could do a 2-part episode, man. What's with this fucking guy these days, man?
I don't know. That Bolton book that's going to come out once that drops next week, if it drops.
I heard he's got a niece that's also going to be putting out a book too.
Yeah.
Is that legit?
Yeah, that's number 1 and number 2 on the bestsellers list right now for pre-orders.
Wow.
Is Bolton's book and his niece's book.
See, I didn't know he had any brothers or sisters or anything.
I think he has a sister.
Okay.
But she just wasn't as famous. She kind of just laid low.
Yeah.
She didn't use her daddy's money for evil like Trump did.
Yeah. Crazy. Well, not a lot of people know. Trump's got another daughter. Did you know that?
From
Tiffany
his first
Trump.
marriage or something like that?
Second marriage. She's the youngest of the adult kids, with his second wife, Marla Maples, right? Is that who his second wife was? Yeah. Tiffany Trump. By the way, she's way hotter than Ivanka.
Really?
Right? Way hotter than Ivanka. Yeah.
I've never seen her. I'm going to look her up real quick. I've never seen her before.
She's she's gorgeous. But I've noticed you don't really.
Oh, she is.
I told you. Yeah,
she has
beautiful.
she has a rounder cheeks.
Yeah.
She's not as she's a little thick. I like it.
Yeah.
Tiffany Trump and Marla Maples. Yeah,
that's her mom, Marla Maples. Yep. But I don't know if you noticed though, you don't see or hear from her too much.
No.
What's going on there? She did one photo op with him after one of the debates, and that's really all you've seen of her as far as being around him. What's going on there? I don't want to speculate, but she may be trying to distance herself from him for a reason.
I mean, it could be a bunch. She could. Maybe, I don't know what happened between her. I don't know why they got divorced, but maybe you're mad. Maybe she just don't like the spotlight. There's some people that don't like the spotlight. There's private people.
Well, she's kind of a public figure. Her social media is, public. She posts a lot of selfies and stuff on there. I follow her on Instagram, but there's never really anything about her dad on there.
Nah, maybe she just.
And I just find it bizarre.
Sometimes you know your family's fucked up if it's your dad or your mom.
And that's what I'm thinking. Like, she knows that her dad's fucked up and she kind of wants to distance herself from him. It makes total sense. Or maybe she's jealous of all the plastic surgery he bought for her sister.
Possibly.
6 nose jobs and a boob job for your daughter.
For Ivanka?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. That's fucked up, man.
Well, you know.
But what do you expect from a guy who said, if she wasn't my daughter, I'd be dating her?
Yeah. That's so weird.
Or when he went on Howard Stern when Ivanka was 14 and said that she was a hot piece of ass.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when she was 14. Yeah.
He literally said that she was a hot piece of ass.
Yeah, when she was 14.
No way.
Yeah. And speaking of Howard Stern, so he got attacked this week.
Oh yeah.
I a part of me knew it was only a matter of time, and a part of me was like, well, maybe the reason the Trumps aren't going after him is because he knows stuff that they don't want him putting out there, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But Donald Trump Jr. put out a video of Howard Stern in blackface.
Was he doing it as a radio stunt, or
it was
it a private function?
Do you remember there was a movie that came out in '93 with Ted Danson and Whoopi Goldberg called Made in America?
Mm-hmm.
After they got done making the movie, Ted Danson and Whoopi Goldberg were dating for a little bit. Well, they went to some award show or something together, and Ted Danson was in blackface. It was a joke. So Howard Stern parodied that with Sherman Hemsley playing the Whoopi Goldberg role with like the dreadlock wig and everything. And Donald Trump Jr. tweeted out that photo or video and was calling Howard Stern a racist and all that.
How is he a racist when the person he's taken with him this whole ride has been Robin?
Yeah,
an African American woman.
He fought for her career when she got fired. Yeah.
And what about the little black midget guy?
Beetlejuice.
The Beetlejuice guy. I mean, it's.
And
it was a parody though. It's a performance. Sherman Hemsley was right there with him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's like getting an N-word pass, right? If he's going to be in it with you. And he's agreeing to it.
And, we've heard Howard Stern say the N-word, but he always says it in context.
Yeah.
Like, he'll be, quoting something. Or there was a guest that he had on one time. It was some white guy, changed his last name to Super N, or... Then of course, when he introduced the guy on the show, he said the dude's name because that was the dude's name.
That's his name. Yeah. That's a pass right there.
Yeah. So it's not like he's out there calling people that,
Exactly.
And his co-host seems to be okay with it. Someone he's been with for 40 years seems to be okay with that. And he apologized like a little bitch. In this day and age, you kind of have to. But the way he backed down, for a guy who's been going after the president, the way he backed down from the dude's pussy ass son, like, come on.
It was probably from his company. It's it's one of those things where an apology like that, it's an empty apology, and anyone that's telling it knows it because there isn't anything to be sorry for. That's like this whole week how they're announcing that Aunt Jemima isn't going to be on her syrup anymore, and Uncle Ben is getting taken off of the box.
What do you think about that?
Ridiculous. Uncle Ben, the guy that did that, like I saw a story where he actually fought to have his likeness on the box because before they didn't let it go that he was a black guy. It was not that long ago that they put him on there.
What do you think is the issue with having those mascots.
I think it's oversensitivity. I do. It's oversensitivity.
I disagree. I think, look at food mascots over the years. There's very few exceptions, but a lot of them have evolved over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the Keebler Elves now compared to 30 years ago. Look at Toucan Sam now compared to 30 years ago. The images that you see of Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben, I mean, sure, they're iconic, but they're outdated images.
Aunt Jemima,
and I think that's the issue.
I understood Aunt Jemima because she was really like a mammy character. That's how they started it.
And she originally had a bandana.
Yeah.
And they removed the bandana years ago because they said that she looked too much like a slave. Okay.
They smoothed her out a little bit.
Just update the image. Make it look more modern.
I don't understand what's wrong with Uncle Ben's image, though. It was him smiling and in a little tie. I don't...
Because to me, it's nice for, black people to have that.
Exactly.
Why can't they have, food mascots that are black, too? That makes sense.
I don't understand it. Aunt Jemima, I can understand that to an extent, but like I said, they've updated it. Yeah. I mean, everyone...
Modernize it a bit,
Everyone is used to Aunt Jemima. We know Aunt Jemima. We don't say anything bad about her. She makes great syrup. In fact, when I get Aunt Jemima's, when I get that syrup, the kids think they're getting treated, because I usually just get cheap syrup, because they're kids. They don't know good taste in syrup.
True.
And they actually look forward to getting that. It's the one with the lady in the bottle. I love that kind.
Yeah. It's
special. So now what you're doing is you're taking that away.
Yeah. It's just weird to me that all this happens and they're changing food mascots now.
Everyone is free. There's going to be something that happens in the next couple of weeks that's going to distract us from this. I'm telling you, something big's going to happen, and then we're not going to be talking about that anymore, because that's what they do. There's next horrible thing to distract us from this horrible thing is going to happen. I saw a article that someone took out a whole page ad, and I want to say it was Tennessee or something like that, in a paper that said there's going to be a nuclear attack set off by Muslim terrorists next week.
I saw that it was China that was going to set it off.
Oh, see, I saw...
It's supposed to knock out our power grid, and 300 million people would die within a year. Look, I don't believe China has the capability of setting off a nuclear attack from space that would knock out our power grid. And even if it did, everything would be back to normal within a few weeks.
Yeah.
They
have backups and contingencies.
But the article you're talking about, was it from The Sun?
It was, I don't know, it was from a newspaper. I just saw it
the one I saw was from The Sun, which is a tabloid publication. The type you see at the grocery checkout line.
No, this was an actual paper.
You sure?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Look at the headlines here. I saw it earlier today. Let me Google it. But yeah, I read it, half of it, the whole thing was, I'm like, they're not going to warn you a week ahead.
I don't know. I'm not buying any of that. And if China is planning some sort of attack from space, maybe it's a good idea that Trump started the Space Force.
Space Force. Space Force. Yeah, right here.
What's it from?
Forbes has it.
Forbes?
The Tennessean issued an apology Sunday after a bizarre pseudo-religious full-page ad appeared in the newspaper's Sunday edition, claiming that Islam was planning a nuclear strike on the city of Nashville, Tennessee on July 18th, saying that the ad violated the paper's standards forbidding hate speech, and is investigating how the ad from a fringe religious group was able to be published in the Sunday paper.
Okay, so it wasn't even a real thing.
No, it was an ad. It was in the paper. It freaked a bunch of people out.
Yeah. Okay.
It said, Islam is going to detonate a nuclear device in Nashville, Tennessee, the ad claimed, without evidence, instead of basically saying Bible prophecy specifies that Donald Trump is the final president of the United States, while referring readers to a website for more information.
Jeez. So,
that's crazy.
Yeah. But, it was
like,
printed, but it's not real.
I don't understand how that slips through. Like, is it people reading the ads that they put in the paper?
I guess not. So, in the weirdest news of this week, which could be just about anything.
Yeah.
So, Ted Cruz was having a Twitter battle with Ron Perlman.
Hellboy was all over him.
Like, what's going on here? This is fucking America. This is what's going on in America.
If you are in politics, you should not use Twitter at all.
We've already discussed that. And why all these Twitter wars and shit, you know?
You never engage people in a Twitter war.
I guess Ron Perlman originally started with Jim Jordan, and Ted Cruz stepped in, and then Ron Perlman threatened to fight Ted Cruz.
You can't fight a senator.
What the fuck, man? I don't know, man. Rand Paul's neighbor thought he could.
I know. The world's going crazy, man.
Yeah. No fucking joke, man. And then you got The Undertaker retiring from the WWE today.
Yep.
You look like you're about to cry about that one.
No, I'm not. I knew it was coming because they've been doing the Last Ride documentary. Every week they've been putting out extra thing about it.
What's that?
A documentary of like his life, like later in wrestling, him recalling stories. So it's good. It's a good show. It's on WWE Network. Yeah.
Yeah? Tell me more.
It's a really good show. It's like
30 years he's been wrestling?
Mm-hmm.
I never heard of him until like 5 years ago. But I don't watch wrestling.
Never heard of come on. At least in high school you knew The Undertaker.
Yeah. No, I was getting laid in high school. I didn't watch wrestling.
So was I, and I still hadn't made time for wrestling. It's just like when you mention all these band stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. It's different genres of things. What balances it out, I guess.
Speaking of band things, Trapped made headlines again this week.
All right.
It's just been nonstop with that guy, man.
Love that guy.
So, the lead singer of Attila, guy that calls himself Franz, his last name's Franzak. I think it's like Chris Franzak or whatever. He calls himself Franz. Anyways, so he put the lead singer of Trapped's phone number on his Twitter. Yeah.
That's funny.
So he, I guess he got a whole lot of dick pics.
Ooh.
Yeah.
My number is 330.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Why would you send your... That's actually illegal. I would get you in trouble if you get caught doing that.
What, sending dick pics?
Yeah, you can't... Yeah, it's pornography.
It's funny, though.
That is hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one way to get him. His name is Hans, you said?
Franz. Yeah.
Remember the Saturday Night Live things?
Hans and Franz.
I'm Franz, and we pump you up.
They actually almost made a movie of that.
Yeah. Classic back when they were doing skit movies.
Yeah. So, more Trump stuff. Hold on. So, did you know this? I didn't know this. But Donald Trump the current president of the United States of America, made Juneteenth very famous.
Yeah, I knew that. We haven't never heard of Juneteenth until right now.
Yeah,
that's so ridiculous.
Yeah, he informed the hillbillies that it exists. That's all he did.
That's what he did. Like, oh, that's a thing?
Like, these guys in the backwoods of Mississippi just found out about it because Trump mentioned it.
You know, Juneteenth really hasn't been... Like, I don't remember learning about Juneteenth. And I mean, I'm sure we learned the date, but we never heard it referred to as Juneteenth. That was more...
I started hearing that...
few years ago.
It might have been about a decade ago. I remember Kanye talking about it. Yeah. It was the first time I really heard it referred to as Juneteenth. But we always knew the date. We learned that in school.
Yeah, I'm sure I had to
June
learn it for a
19th,
test.
1865.
Yeah, I'm sure we learned it for a test or whatever.
Yeah, but now, Trump, in trying to pander to whatever possible black audience he still has left, is now saying that he made Juneteenth famous. I mean, we need fact checkers following this guy everywhere he fucking goes. Like, Twitter's starting to fact check him. He actually had a tweet removed this week for spreading false information.
Yeah, Facebook blocked one of his posts too for hate speech.
Yeah, he had a bunch of ads that had the upside down triangle. It was like a Nazi symbol. Yeah, and you can't tell me whoever's making these ads isn't doing it on purpose.
I don't understand like his decision making. Like some of the people he hires for shit. Like he's just like, that guy seems good enough. Like, I really think he runs it like a business where he just tries to find the cheapest person he can find.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Runs this country like a business, and it's not working out exactly how he had planned. And then he had a rally last night in Tulsa.
There's a couple funny things from that.
What do you got?
The first funny thing about that is a bunch of kids on TikTok and on... I forget what the other thing was. They emailed in and reserved a shit ton of seats.
Yeah.
And they never fact-check it. Like, they reserved like 80,000 seats. And if you look, like, half the rally was empty because they reserved the seats and didn't plan on showing up.
Well, here's what I don't get. The arena only holds 20,000. He said that he was expecting 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
How?
Because of all the numbers that people reserve seats. All those TikTok kids.
But why would they allow that many to be reserved?
They didn't put a cap. Also, the website they used or whatever, they forgot to have a box that checks if you're 18 or older.
Yeah.
So now they have the personal information of a bunch of people that are under 18, which violates the, what is that called? COPA, I think it's called? The COPA Act, which means they get fined a certain amount. So not only are they getting fined a certain amount, but it's like up to 18. I think I shared it earlier. But they're going to be in trouble for that too, for not paying attention to it.
Jeez. Damn. So, I forget what I was going to fucking say.
It's just a whole... It's one of those things where you just sit around like, how did he get on? Like, how did we fuck up this bad? And how are we going to explain to our kids how we fucked up twice in a row? You know? 'Cause it's going to happen again.
You really think he's going to get reelected?
Oh, yeah.
What makes you think that?
Oh, I think it happened. It's going to happen.
His support has been dwindling, though.
Don't matter. It'll still happen.
It does matter. Unless they're going to be, falsifying votes for dead people.
What they're gonna do is if there is or not, they're going to say there's another COVID outbreak, and they're going to quarantine people again around November, and it's going to force polling stations to be overcrowded, and it's going to thin out the voting people, the people that's going to vote, especially in cities. In cities where there's more minorities and more chances for him not to get elected, it's going to be really hard to vote. Just like what happened in Georgia a couple weeks ago. That was their test run. I'm telling you, they did that purposely. That was their test run to see how that would work out. And more Republicans voted than that than Democrats. So they're like, dude, that's all we got to do. And that's what they're going to do.
I don't know.
Plus, Trump is going to destroy Biden in the debates. It's going to be so funny.
Trump's not going to debate. He's already said he's not going to debate.
Oh, he will.
Which is absolute bullshit. That's something that should be required. Hey, you ever heard the cheers at a Trump rally before? That's what it sounds like. Yes, Daddy Trump. Yes, Daddy Trump. Oh, man. So
apparently during a rally, I think I heard someone talking about how he threw a glass of water to prove that his arms were working just fine because people were saying his arms were messed up from the West Point thing.
They are.
He said he's like, I just didn't want to get water on my tie. I was being extra careful. Since when is that a bad thing?
Yeah. He's a little bitch. So, do you think the word thug is a racial slur? I've been hearing this a lot more lately.
I don't think the word thug is intended to be a racial slur, but anything can be a racial slur if you charge it and use it in a certain way. Just like the word boy. Boy isn't a racial term, but when a southern racist uses it towards a black person, it's racist. So you can racially charge any word you want. The way Trump uses it, possibly.
Well,
it's likely. Any word can be used as a racial term.
See, I have never really used the word thug describing a black person. As far as generalizing it, you know.
Yeah.
To me, like, a thug is a gang of criminals. You know?
Like if you're in a gang, or
like a biker gang, or like the Bloods or the Crips, you know, something like that.
Like a big bodyguard looking.
You know, like you've got the mafia who are organized crime, and then thugs, which are gangs, which are disorganized crime.
Yeah.
That's the way I've always used it. I keep hearing people, you know, they want people to stop using it because they say it's a racial slur.
You can charge it. You know, it's the power you give the word. If you give the word that power, then it becomes that. You know, it's the power that everybody gets. So if you want to give thug that power to be a new racial slur, then it's going to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like it to not be. So I'd like to continue to use it the way I've been using it, you know?
Poor Trick Daddy. He set us all back.
Man. So would that mean that the rapper Young Thug has to change his name?
As long as he doesn't change to Young Boy, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you could sit there with a fine-tooth comb and find anything to be offended about. And I don't get that. Maybe because I'm not easily offended, but I don't get...
See, I'm not easily offended either, but I don't look for offensive things.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody points something out to me, I'm like, okay, I can see it be offensive, you know, but I don't go looking for it. Some people just go looking for it. Like, last year when they announced the new SNL cast members, and then it was like the next day they found out one of them had used a racial slur on his podcast.
Wasn't he like Wasn't he a minority though?
No.
Asian?
But he said chink, which is a slur against Chinese people. But at the same time he's going on to SNL for the first time. They're also getting their first Asian cast member. So they're like, yeah, it kind of looks bad if we, let this guy on here.
Comedians, I think, are held to a different standard.
Comedy's supposed to be offensive, but
it is. It is.
What I find to be the most offensive thing about that, because I've seen that clip, I've heard it. The most offensive thing about that clip was it's not fucking funny.
Mm-hmm. I've never seen the clip, so I don't know.
It's not funny. I don't even remember the fucking guy's name either.
No, he fucked his career there.
Yeah. But
as long as he doesn't fuck up my name at Starbucks, that's all I care about.
But yeah, like you can be offended by anything, honestly. And comedy's supposed to be offensive, But I kind of, I don't know. I kind of draw the line of using slurs in, a malicious way. When you can get a pass if it's fun and playful. Like, for example, Howard Stern, when he uses it, it's fun, it's playful. He's not using words to hurt people. Dave Chappelle, he's being fun, being playful, not trying to hurt anybody. Carlos Mencia is another one. These are guys that are known for making racial jokes. The fine line is, though, they're making racial jokes. They're not making racist jokes.
Yeah,
that's the line.
And people don't know that line anymore.
Exactly.
You can make a racial joke based on racial stereotypes and not be trying to be mean. You're just trying to be funny.
Yeah, like, okay, you could do a comedy bit where you're making fun of a mumble rapper. And it could be funny. But if you just have someone in blackface eating watermelon and fried chicken, that's the line you can't cross.
I didn't know I was genetically predisposed to like chicken. I just thought it was good.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's okay to make racial jokes. It's not okay to make racist jokes.
Like it sucks.
And it's not okay if the joke's not funny.
Like it's confusing for someone that's grown up multicultural. Like I grew up watching comedy. I used to love Richard Pryor.
Yeah.
And like Chris Rock.
Red Fox.
I like those guys were hilarious. And they used to drop the N-word all the time. Eddie Murphy.
Yep.
All of and like it gets confusing to where you laugh or you retell the jokes and then like everyone's like, oh, you're racist, you can't tell that joke. Well, they told the joke. Well, they're black, they can. But I enjoyed it too. Like it's really confusing.
It's like you couldn't remake Blazing Saddles today.
Oh no, that movie's hilarious.
And I almost feel like the whole purpose of that movie was to take the power away from that word.
Really, it did.
To make people desensitized to it,
and that's
to make it funny and not hurtful anymore.
If you take the power from words, then there's words that used to cause fights and duels back in the 1800s. We did not even use now.
Yeah,
they just phase out. If we would phase the word out and just stop getting so angry over it and just let it go. Like I know it's easier said than done.
Yeah,
but start. Like just don't let it affect. If a word doesn't affect someone, they're gonna find a different word to affect someone. Just like when they changed calling people that are mentally handicapped, mentally challenged from retard.
Yeah.
Because they were saying that people were being mean and calling each other retarded. Well, then guess what? So they changed it to, we'll just change it to mentally challenged.
Yeah.
So people start using it. And what do you say? What are you, mentally challenged?
Yeah.
Like, people are still going to use that as an adjective.
We still use retarded and people bitch at us.
Yeah. Well, you know what I hate? I really hate this. When you call someone retarded or something like that, and some Karen out of nowhere says, I have a nephew, or I have someone that's autistic.
Well, they're not retarded then.
Exactly! That's not retarded.
Yeah.
Freaking Corky over there is like, I'm really retarded. I can't walk. I have one of those little wing hands. Your kid just yells every once in a while. Like, it's not the... People get so offended, especially when it's not their business and you're not talking to them.
Yeah.
Those are the Karens and Chads just jump into stuff.
Yep.
Just like Karen. Now we're using Karen as it's the N-word for white girls.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a little bit of a break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. So, I'm going to try not to focus too much on the president, but another thing that happened with the rally. Apparently, at the rally, he used a Tom Petty song, I Won't Back Down. And he was issued a cease and desist order from Tom Petty's estate.
Oh, that's right. Tom Petty died. I forgot.
Yeah. So I guess his family's pretty pissed off about it.
Oh, yeah. They know Nike.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the guy was a lifelong Democrat, and he fought hard against racism and bigotry. You know.
Didn't he have rebel flag stuff in his one video?
No.
Last Dance to Mary Jane?
I don't think so.
Like that? Why do I
did.
recall something about rebel flags in his videos or something like that?
No. I mean, he was a Southerner, but I don't think he got all into it like that.
I thought I remember seeing something like that.
Kid Rock uses a Confederate flag.
Yeah.
Where at in the South is Detroit?
I think the thing was with the rebel flag was it was about being a rebel.
I don't think it's about being a rebel. I think it's about being a racist.
I don't think it's about being a racist. I don't.
Did you see that somebody was set up outside the Trump rally?
Oh, yeah, see, Tom Petty and Heartbreakers. His album was his picture with the rebel flag.
No, that's Photoshop, dude.
No.
Yeah.
He has a rebel flag hat on in this thing.
Are you sure that's Tom Petty and not Ted Nugent?
Southern Accents Tour, 1985. That's the program. There's like more than one.
Huh.
That's the full program right there. His
Okay.
face, rebel flag. See, the thing was rebel flag for them was about being a rebel and rebelling against the establishment. You know what I mean? That's what it was for them, for the Southerners, and for anyone that was into rock and roll.
At one time, it was something that stood for Southern pride, but it's one of those things that's been bastardized over the years. You know, it doesn't mean what it used to mean.
It only has the power that you give it. Any symbol, any word works like that.
The power of D's nuts. Yeah. So yeah, Tom Petty's family's pissed. I don't blame him.
I don't. You gotta doesn't he know that you just can't be using people's songs like that?
he's been sued several times, so he's currently in a lawsuit with the band REM right now about using their song "Everybody Hurts" in an ad that he put out.
Like I say, he hires idiots that don't. He just finds, dude, I'm cheap. Hire me. You know, I'll go work for Trump. That's fine. I'll do it for $80,000 a year. I'll do it cheaper.
Well, last year, the State of the Union, there was a video that surfaced of Democratic people in Congress just kind of looking all pissed off at what he was saying.
Yeah.
So somebody in his campaign put the song "Everybody Hurts" over it, and he was tweeting it, and he's being sued right now because of it.
That's funny.
Yeah. Did you see Danny Masterson was arrested a few days ago?
Danny
Hyde from that 70s show.
Oh, the 70s show. Yes, I saw that.
We knew it was coming.
Holy cow.
We knew it was coming. It's been talked about for years.
How do you go from being to a rapist? Like, I don't understand.
It's that cult, man. It's that cult. You know, Scientology is a cult.
Is he a Scientologist?
Oh, yeah. And one of his alleged victims is the current wife of the lead singer of the Mars Volta. I guess when she first came forward accusing him of rape, people from the church were harassing him, harassing her. They were putting poisoned meat on their property for their dogs, to poison their dogs. People were stalking them, sending them death threats. Yeah.
That's
just cult activity, man. Yeah. It's crazy.
Any religion where you have to pay to be in a higher standing, that should tell you something right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and Tom Cruise is like one of their highest ranking people in their church.
Yeah, because he has the most money. He's a hell of an actor, though. God damn, he's a hell of an actor.
Yeah. Yep.
If you strip away the Scientology, he's the goat of acting.
I don't know about the
He is such... Man. I have never seen him in a bad movie.
There's actors that are way better than he is.
He takes his craft so like in the last few Mission Impossible movies, he's doing his own stunts. He don't use stuntman anymore. He's doing his own stuff. He commits to it.
What about Gary Oldman? Gary Oldman's a fantastic actor. Or
he's still Tom Cruise.
A lot of people like Johnny Depp.
Oh, Johnny Depp is nowhere near Tom Cruise. Well, anyone can play a drunken sailor with eyeliner. Come on.
Well, I'll give you that.
Damn. I've never seen Johnny Depp in a real...
I'm not a big fan of Johnny Depp.
Wasn't he Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah.
I think that was the closest thing to an emotional role he played. Even then, he
Gilbert Grape.
Stupid.
Gilbert Grape was probably his best role.
Yeah.
I like Robert Downey Jr. He's done some good roles. He was great in Chaplin.
Mm-hmm. I thought he did good as Iron Man.
I never saw it.
You haven't seen any of the Marvel movies?
No. Oh, we got a phone call.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
From who?
I don't know.
Can we patch it through?
Yeah.
Patch it through. Let's do it.
Call from
Michael.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
From who?
I don't know. I didn't hear it.
Michael something.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, you're on with Planet Chaos. What's happening?
Not much. First time caller, and I'm excited.
Well, you are the very first caller, so of course you're a first time caller.
Yeah, that's right.
Yay!
What would you like to talk about?
What's going on?
What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about Black Lives Matter. Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah, wholeheartedly.
Right on, man.
Anything else?
What do you think of Ed?
I'm pretty sure he's a hooker when he's not on the show.
You may be right about that.
If giving people hand jobs for $20 makes me a hooker.
I think he's a closet racist, too.
Closet?
Yeah, that's not cool.
No, that's not cool at all. So what did you say your name was?
Carmichael Langston.
Carmichael what?
Langston.
Langston, okay.
Where are you from, Mr. Langston?
Michigan.
Michigan, man.
Suck. I hear they got a good football team up there.
I don't know. I don't watch football.
You don't watch football?
No.
Do you get into any sports?
No.
No? Damn.
No.
What are you into?
Crochet.
You crochet.
A little macrame.
Macrame. I like that. And you can rhyme, too. I like that little rhyme scheme you had going on there.
I didn't even notice.
You're a poet and didn't even realize it.
You have an interesting
Did you
voice
guys
there.
hear that the Undertaker is retiring?
The Undertaker is retiring. Yes, he is. After 30 years in wrestling. Yeah, Ed's pretty emotional about it. He almost got teared up over here earlier. Yeah. What do you think of that?
Well, he's gone.
Are you waiting for him to sit up and ride? It's going to suck at his funeral because everyone's going to be sitting there in a casket waiting for him to sit right back up.
Do you watch wrestling, or are you just bringing that up?
Sometimes.
Who's your favorite wrestler?
Roman Reigns.
I have no idea who that is.
No, he said your favorite wrestler.
How is that possible?
Roman Reigns don't wrestle anymore.
Yeah, he does.
He hasn't wrestled since before the outbreak. He's been at home. He actually pulled out of WrestleMania. He was slated to take over as champion before Braun Strowman.
What's pulling out?
I don't know. No, he decided when the outbreak hit, he decided because he had leukemia, which is a blood. If he got sick, he was done. So he's pulled out completely. He hasn't been on WWE TV or anywhere near the Performance Center since before that. Since like February.
So that little rhyme scheme you gave us earlier, you got any more of those?
No.
You could probably make a pretty good rapper the way you rhyme.
No.
No?
I'm a plumber.
You're a plumber.
Yeah.
You clean out people's pipes?
Yeah.
You like having your pipes clean?
Sometimes.
Sounds about right.
On a Thursday, it gets really fun.
Can Ed come over and clean your pipes for you?
Ew, no. But you can.
Oh, me? Oh, well then. How about that?
Tell us your craziest plumber story.
What?
What's your craziest plumber story?
Okay, so I was at this guy's house, and I had to fix both toilets, okay? Now, the upstairs wouldn't flush.
Go ahead.
And the bottom one would not stop flushing.
So what did you do to fix it?
Use some PVC pipe, and look, I didn't fix it. I'm a plumber. We don't fix anything.
I'm not even sure what's going on right now.
I don't know. Well,
hey, I need you to roast Ed for me, though. It's not hard. Tell me what you think of Ed.
Ed? I'd have to see a picture of the guy.
I'm tall, medium build, with glasses. And I have a very small chin.
And a very small penis, too.
Yes.
Well, then why do I need to do it when genetics did it?
I'm just happy to hear from someone who has a deeper voice than me.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have a good day.
You too. Thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling.
We appreciate it.
Oh, man. That's
What
great.
the fuck was that?
That was your boy.
That wasn't my boy, was
That
it?
was your boy.
What the hell?
Yeah, that was Dizzy.
He had his chance to look unload on me.
I know, he didn't.
What a pussy.
Oh, he backed down from that
He's a
one.
pussy.
He had me dying, though.
I knew.
Oh,
I recognized. I recognized it.
Oh, man. That was funny.
I know my one buddy said that he was going to call in. Let's have him call in. What's the number to it?
Area code 305-239-0138. This better not be fucking Florida that you have calling.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's the dude.
Or Joel.
No, he was dating my niece for a long time.
You let your friend date your niece?
No, I met him through my niece, like at the family picnics.
Yeah.
Let's see if he calls up. This will be the show format now. We talk about it in the second half, just people calling and then fucking with us. Not a bad format.
Jeez, it threw me off my whole game tonight.
It did.
Jeez.
We weren't expecting a call.
So,
I was like, what the hell was that noise?
No, I had that all set up.
No.
Yeah. So, in more news that was happening this week, I've noticed, like, during this whole coronavirus thing, seems like science has been kind of trying to distract us. There was that one thing that came out in NASA with the videos of the UFOs.
That was a few weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, and then this week, I can't remember which, some university said that there's possibly 36 intelligent civilizations in the Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. We got another call coming through.
Call from.
Raymond.
It's Ray, yeah.
Raymond. Oh.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Hello, Raymond. You're on with Planet Chaos. What's happening?
Hey, what's up? How much?
What's going on, Raymond?
Can you hear Ed?
Just hello?
Can you hear me and Ed both pretty clearly?
Yeah, not too bad. A little
Okay.
quiet.
It's the first time I've ever been called quiet.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
So what do you want to talk about? What do you want to get off your chest?
I can barely hear you guys.
Yeah, we don't have the best setup here.
It's cool. No.
So what do you want to talk about?
I don't know, man. You told me to call you. So I called in.
Yeah, you told him to call you.
I did.
What's up, man?
What's your take on the Black Lives Matter movement?
What?
What's your take on the whole Black Lives Matter movement?
Ah, man. I don't know. That's a rough subject going on right now.
Oh, it sure is.
It seems like it's a pretty big mess. I mean, I'm not real familiar with the whole thing because I've just been kind of sitting out of it and staying out, trying to avoid drama. But anymore, it just seems like it's mostly the media cranking up a whole bunch of bad feelings between everybody.
So you don't believe it then?
No, I'm not saying I don't believe it. I mean, I believe everybody's lives matter, but I think right now it's a whole lot of hype and a lot of people blowing something out of proportion that wasn't necessarily as big of a deal as it was to begin with, maybe.
It's a different perspective.
Yeah. I don't know. It never really affected me. I mean, I live in the middle of BFE. I work in a machine shop, and we're all a bunch of whole real down to earth people. We don't really get into the news and politics all that much.
Where are you from?
Bristolville.
That is the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a solid 20-minute drive to anything bigger than a Dollar General.
So do you think this is more of an inner city problem and not a national problem? Is that what you're trying to say?
It definitely seems that way because, I mean, most of the black people I know have never really been like, it's, they haven't really mentioned it being that much of an issue. Nobody around here has too many issues with stuff like that. I'm not saying everybody's free of it, but it seems like there's not many people who've actually had too many issues with it around me.
As far as experiencing racism, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, I mean, it just seems like around here, it seems like we just accept everybody for who they are. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, Amish, Mexican, it doesn't matter.
Except for Canfield people. Those people are pretty racist.
I really don't know. I can't even remember the last time I was in Canfield.
See, I would think Amish people would be really racist. I don't think they like any of us.
That's actually the opposite, man. They're actually pretty accepting of people. I mean, you've got a few here and there that hate Yankees, but for the most part, they're pretty chill people. They don't really bother anybody.
Yeah, I don't have too many issues with them. They don't cause any drama. They tend to stay out of it too.
Yeah.
They just want to do their thing and live their life their way, and I feel as long as we leave them to it, they'll be fine. They probably feel about the same way.
What do you think about this whole coronavirus thing? You think that's been blown out of proportion too?
I think when it was first coming around, there was reason to be afraid of it. But I feel like at the point we're at now, we've started to reach a point where we've realized it's not as big of an issue as what we thought it was. And it might be time to start peeling back some of those restrictions that we put in place when we first started. But I'm not a doctor or a scientist, so I really don't know that much about it. It just seems like a huge inconvenience to everybody around here.
So what do you
Just
say to all the...
Now we gotta wear a mask everywhere.
So what do you say to all the recent, how the coronaviruses all the tests are coming back positive now, and it's blowing up in all the states that released everybody too early? Like in Florida and Texas.
I didn't understand a word you just said.
He doesn't understand anything you're saying, Ed.
How do you explain the rise in the coronavirus positive test results that have happened in the states?
What?
How do you explain the increase in positive test results?
The increase in what? I'm sorry, I can't understand you guys.
The recent increase in positive test results. A lot of states that have already opened up everything are seeing huge increases.
I mean, with a virus that is as infective as they claim it to be, it would make sense. They're starting to open things back up, let people get around each other more, and they're starting to spread more. I think that was expected from the beginning. I think that was something they probably foresaw as soon as they started opening things back up. which is why a lot of people didn't want to open things back up.
See, I think opening things up when they did was kind of a test to see if it was as infectious as they were originally claiming, or if the numbers would kind of plateau. That's my take on it.
And of course, let the weird people in Florida and Texas, we'll let those guys test it. They don't care.
Yeah. Florida and Texas. Yep.
Right.
All right. Well, it was good chatting with you, man. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks for calling in, Ray.
We appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thanks. You too.
Bye. He was very unenthusiastic. He wasn't as entertaining as the last caller.
I know. He's a little laid back. He's a little... You got to get a couple drinks in to get him going.
What kind of accent is that he has?
Country? I don't know. This is the way he sounds. I tell you what, though. He cannot hang drinking with me. Like last year at my... Because he was dating my niece. And last year at my sister's family reunion...
How old is this guy who's dating your niece?
Oh, my niece is like 19, 20, I think.
How old is this guy?
21, 22. I think he's 21, 22.
Okay.
Just early 20s.
He's a kid.
Young guy, yeah. But he was... we were drinking... I forget what it was. Wild turkey, peach stomp, like a whole bunch of different stuff. Because everybody just brings a bottle of booze.
Yeah.
He was done by like 3 o'clock, and I was still going strong.
Jeez.
Like, yeah, like he was there, he started throwing up. Oh, it was good fun. That was good fun.
So, yeah, I remember when I was that young. Speaking of which, we should be having a 20-year high school reunion this year.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't get an invite. I didn't even know.
I don't know if my class is having one.
I don't think they can.
We went to different high schools.
Yeah, I don't think they will because of the gathering and all that. They can't.
I don't know. I never, like, when we did our 10-year, it was in May. It was Memorial Day weekend. It was the day after my younger brother's wedding.
Mm.
Yeah. And I think they contacted me in November to get, like, contact information and stuff. Now it's June. Most high school reunions, they do it around, like, Thanksgiving weekend. Because that's the time when most people travel back to their hometown to visit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So if they're going to do it, I think they're a little late jumping on invites.
I don't think they can. I mean, you can't have that many people together
In November?
Even that's when the second wave's going to hit.
We might have to catch it at the 25.
Don't even bother. You know what? Everyone around me at graduation, I hardly knew anyone around me at graduation time. There was one girl that sat in front of me because her name was close to me that I had a crush on forever. And I was like... And I confessed it to her, too, that night. And it didn't work out at all. But
she shot you down.
I was like, this is the last time I'm ever going to see you after this day, so I'm just going to let it go.
Yeah.
I shot my shot.
So you didn't go to your 10-year?
No.
No?
I think I was in Florida. I didn't get invited.
Yeah, that would have been like 2010. Yeah, I went to the 10-year. It was at a bar that one of my former classmates owned, which is a sports bar they owned. And
what bar was it?
I don't even remember what it was called. It's
got another caller?
Oh no! It's the plumber again.
Is it?
Yeah.
Call from
Russell.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
You're on with Planet Chaos. What's happening?
My name is Russell.
What's happening, Russell?
And I like steaks.
Steaks?
Steaks? I had steaks today.
Steaks.
Tube steaks?
Now, which one of you boys coming down to make me a steak? I like a
I can make some
steak
tube
rare.
steaks. Smothered in underpants. You gotta work extra hard for the gravy.
And you need to do it in American flag shorts.
American flag shorts.
I don't have American flag
shorts. The only
shorts.
way I'm eating this steak.
Do you have a loaner pair I can use?
What if Ed wears American flag banana hammock? Would that work?
No. I said shorts.
It's gotta be shorts.
But all he owns is an American flag banana hammock.
That's for role playing night.
I'm wearing the hammock, okay?
You're wearing the hammock.
You
Got it.
wear the shorts.
Well, not me. Ed. Ed wears the shorts.
No. You.
No, it ain't gonna be me. No. I don't get down like that. Ed does, though.
I mean, for the right price, you know. I gotta have a side hustle.
He ain't paying you, though.
For free?
Yeah.
I'm not doing it for
you're doing
free.
it for free.
Not for free.
It'd be like when you and your wife role play where you're Kid Rock and she's Ted Nugent. It's the same thing.
I splooge on the nooge.
So where are you from, Russell?
Florida.
Florida. A lot of shit going down in Florida these days, man. Florida's pretty lit, right? What part of Florida are you from?
Daytona.
Daytona. That's where it's at, man.
You a big NASCAR fan?
Now, which one of you boys is making the steak?
Ed is making the steaks.
I'm making the steaks.
Are you gonna wear the shorts?
If you buy me the shorts, I will wear the shorts.
They have to be pre-owned.
They have to be pre-owned.
I'll have to order on Amazon. I have to have Lauren order them on Amazon.
You have to nut in them before you go over there, too.
Do I have to pre-season the shorts?
I'm allergic to peanuts. No, thank you.
No, not that kind of nut. I don't know why this is so funny. I can't.
So, what is your favorite cut of steak? What steak should I bring?
Tube steak. With no bone.
Flank steak.
Flank steak.
What about Kobe steaks? Grilled over a nice helicopter fire.
Oh, damn.
I kid.
Oh, man. I never
Rest
thought
in
of
peace,
that.
Kobe.
Russell does not like your jokes. Make me a steak.
Any person that talks in the third person is always perfectly sane.
Oh man, he hung up on
He
us.
hung up.
He didn't like my Kobe joke. Damn. Oh man, I'm about to get hit by cancel culture here.
Oh, there it is.
Oh man.
Oh, it's funny.
Oh man.
Can you cancel a podcast?
I don't know. I've had several radio shows canceled though.
Ray just messaged me. I was a little high an hour ago. Lol. I'm high as shit right now. Questions are too hard.
Jeez.
Fucking people.
Oh man. Glad we got those calls in because I was all out of topics.
Yeah, give us something to laugh about.
Oh,
Might have to
man.
set up some more of those.
Oh.
Hopefully, we'll see how this plays back. Because I don't know if Ray couldn't hear me or if he was just too high to not know what was going on.
I don't know. I even had to move the phone with him. I don't know what's going on. Probably just too high to know what was going on.
That's probably. Those
Yeah.
country guys and their marijuanas.
I didn't know country guys were into the ganj.
Oh, yeah. What the hell is there to do out in the country? They grow it out there.
Oh, fuck their sisters.
No, they're not that country.
Cow
Come on,
tipping?
It's Bristol and Canfield. It's not. They don't.
You
fuck
tell
with
me there's
sisters.
no incest going on out in Bristolville?
In Bristol? No.
Come on.
Not that I've ever seen.
Please.
You think?
Probably.
Come on, Bristol is just a sneeze away from
There's
champion.
like 10 people in the whole town.
No.
Somebody's fucking their sister.
Probably.
Yeah, see? You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I got in a good Kobe joke, though.
You did get a good. That got me. I'm like, whoa.
There goes our chance of ever getting Twan on the show.
Oh, that's crazy.
You like my coffee mug, my Planet Chaos coffee
I
mug?
do. I'm jealous. I don't have a Planet Chaos.
I need to get
coffee
you
mug.
one. Yeah, I was going to merchandise those, but the overhead is just too fucking much, man. You know? So, as far as merchandising goes, I think I'm getting stickers for sure. I think what I'm going to do is, the logo with underneath, where you could listen to the show at. I think that'll be cool for the stickers.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting guitar picks made.
You do like the souvenir guitar picks.
Well, we got them for our wedding.
Yeah, I still got them.
Yeah. Everybody's got them except for me. I think I got one. I mean, my younger brother said that's all he plays with is our wedding guitar picks. Like, everyone just grabbed them off the tables, and I got one.
I had a lot more, but my kids got into it. Like, they're in the old van. I have one left. I have it up above my TV, my little knick-knack shelf. I put it up there to save it.
I keep my guitar picks in a Versace box. That's how I roll. Yeah. I don't know why I hit that sound effect.
I was like, that was a joke?
I need to get more... I need to get my other computer up and running so I can have my custom soundboard back. But I need to add some more to my favorites. Because there's so many... On this soundboard I have, there's so many sound effects in here. There's some good ones on here, though.
Soundboard on my phone.
There's some good ones on here, though. But I need to... Yeah, I need to add more to my favorites. And, like, the thing I don't like is scrolling through here, I'll accidentally hit them.
Hump day, yeah.
That's not even a sound effect. I don't even know why that's in here.
See, like, I have one. I don't know how good that's going to sound from my phone to the thing. Hey, there is something we need to celebrate, though, in...
Juneteenth?
No. More important.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, now we're done.
Jeez.
No, Believe Land, we finally got a championship from the Cavs. It was, what, 3 years?
4 years ago today?
3 years ago? No, I wasn't saying it was the other
4
day.
4 years ago.
Yeah. I tell you what.
Dude.
I appreciate everything LeBron James did for Cleveland. I don't care if he went somewhere else. Twice.
Trader.
Nope, not a traitor.
Yeah, he is.
No.
Yeah. He ain't getting no chip in L.A.
Probably not.
Yeah, no.
I am your father.
Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Happy Father's Day to you also.
That was that the guy from Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's time to wrap things up. We've been going
It's been a crazy show.
Yeah, we got those calls there at the end. That was fun. Yeah. So I gotta give my little spiel here since it's the end of the show. I didn't even have my fucking shit pulled up and ready. Here we go. Alright, in case you don't know, you could listen to us on Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, CastBox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, TuneIn, Listen Notes, Pod Paradise, and YouTube. You could email the show, planetchaosradio@gmail.com. Instagram is at Planet Chaos Radio. YouTube is also at Planet Chaos Radio. Twitter is at Planet Chaos _. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at Brandon_Chaos. Tumblr is Brandon-Chaos.
Please leave us feedback about the call-in. Yeah. We'll see if we get some good response. Maybe we'll keep doing that.
Yeah, I think phony phone calls are still funny.
Yeah,
that's how I feel.
That's just like that old Coast to Coast show.
Yeah.
Whereas, where they used to have like the weird ass people call in about weird paranormal
and then,
stuff.
Like, Stern still does phony phone calls. Bubba still does them. I think Opie still does them.
It's all about entertainment value.
Yeah.
Although one was real. Never mind, Raymond was real.
He was a little fucking out of it, though.
He was out of it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna try this this whole live thing again next week. So
we're gonna try to get it going earlier in the day, so we have plenty of time for margin air.
Yeah. I don't like doing the evening thing. I like doing the morning show.
Yeah, we would have been. It's my fault because I had my mom at the house, and we had a dinner and hung out.
It happens. All right. Well, we will catch you guys again next week. Goodbye.
Stay giggity.
Mr. Weed Man, don't do me wrong. Come on, Mr. Weed Man, help me sing my song. Mr. Weed Man, won't you fill my bong? Mr. Weed Man, I need some relaxation. Mr. Weed Man, don't do me wrong. Like Bob Marley, I'ma smoke it till my brain is gone. Mr. Weed Man, don't you roll with rock? Mr. Weed Man, I need that medication, but I don't really know what you got to roll. Hoping that you pull out some fire no. Got my own lighter, you know I can match a bowl. Hoping that you're waiting with the joint after the show. Everybody solo! I don't really know what you got to roll. Hoping that you pull out some fire no. Got my own lighter, you know I can match a bowl. Hoping that there are no bubbles breaking our windows, but I don't really know what you got to roll. Hoping that you pull out some fire no. Got my own lighter, you know I can match a bowl. Hoping that you're waiting with a joint after the show.